Hi, I'm Stevie Boebi.
My name is Whitney.
Hi, I'm Jimanekia Eborn.
Hi, I'm Zoë Ligon, and today we are doing a sex ed roundtable discussion. One of the points I wanted to hit on during this talk is sex and disability, because I carry one book at Spectrum about sex and disability, and I know for a fact that it cannot cover all the bases, and it really feels like it's fully lacking from the conversation about sex. And if so, it's like more physical disability that's very observable, and there's not as much talk about invisible disability. And
we've been talking about sex and disability this whole time because we've been talking about trauma and like our that's, having PTSD and having mental health stuff. That's all disability.
I had never thought of it that way.
Yeah, the disabled community is huge. I have a connective tissue disease, so like the connective tissue in between everything is wrong, broken. My DNA has the wrong recipe to make collagen, so my connective tissue doesn't work correctly. I need to fucking read books on sex and disability. I haven't read any. What the fuck am I doing?
Sometimes it's like the material might just be too close to home.
No, I'm down to learn. I just need to buy some damn books.
I'll just send you a copy. Damn, Stevie.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I'm a library over here, so.
That's true. I think there's so many, like you said, there's so many different ways to look at disability. Like when people look at you, they're like, oh my gosh, she's so cute. Like she's fine. You're like, do you want to talk about this? How does that make you feel when people just kind of write off that you have a do you feel like they write it off?
Oh my fucking God, yes. Holy shit.
Tell us about it.
Well, I actually tweeted about this before I was out as being disabled. I was closeted for however many years online. And I pretended like I witnessed it happening to someone else. But one time I went to a Pride event, and I had bottle service, which used to be a way that I would skirt having to tell people that I needed to sit down immediately. I would just get bottle service so I didn't have to talk about it. I didn't have to stand in line. I could cut the lines and all that. Which is a very privileged way to deal with it, I know.
Yeah. It's expensive eventually.
Yeah, I don't even drink liquor though, so I would give it to friends. Anyway, that's nice. I was literally just buying a seat. And so I walked up to this bar that I had friends at that were already inside, and the line was literally so down the block, and I can't stand for very long because with my connective tissue disease, I also have 2 heart conditions and a vascular disease, so I shouldn't stand up for too long because my heart rate goes up, whatever, I can pass out. So yeah, I was like, hey, I can't stand in this line. And I had the manager come over and the bouncer was there and I was like, I can't stand in this line. We have bottle service. And they were like, no, you have to stand in line. And I was like, okay, I'm disabled. So then I had to out myself. I was like, I don't mind if you could bring a chair out. I don't mind if you time it, however long the line is going to be. I just want to wait, go in. And then she was like, no, sorry, and walked away. And then the bouncer goes, if you were really disabled, you wouldn't come to Pride.
What's that got to do with having pride?
Well, just people, yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. People just literally don't believe me. They think I'm trying to skirt the system. Yeah, and then I don't even even doctors for 9 years I went to in and out of the hospital all the time, and everybody was just you're fine, you must. And a lot of people that have the same illness as me, they get put into eating disorder facilities or they get sent to psych, and
I can see that.
I was told I'm just depressed, and the fact that you're losing weight is because obviously you're anorexic or whatever. They would always say that there wasn't anything actually wrong. So I was super gaslit the whole time. Yeah, and people still laugh. I just made a new friend, and I was like, yeah, I'm disabled, and she just started laughing. And I was like, okay, that's a response.
You had a new friend?
Yeah, we're not friends anymore.
Well, past tense, I like it.
Yeah. She thought I was joking because people are just you don't look disabled. And I'm like, what the fuck?
That's interesting.
Yeah, invisible disabilities are a thing.
Yeah, that's rude as fuck. For one, that's rude as fuck. I know we've talked about body things because sometimes my body just doesn't work. And as I've gotten older, I have carpal tunnel in both my hands. I can't even enjoy masturbating well. I have to have support. Typing is hard. I have to have it for school. And I got in a car accident a few years ago, and I'm constantly in pain and trying to do different body things just so I can be comfortable and get through the day. People are like, oh, it's your boobs. And I'm like, stop assuming it's my titties. Yes, they're larger than other people's, but that is not all of what's going on with my body. And it sucks because people are like, are you sure? I'm like, I can't open a lot of things. Like, I'm going to cry. But like, I remember I was washing my car and I couldn't. Like, my hands just like stopped. Like, I couldn't. And like, my mom came out and didn't realize, and like, they were making fun of me. And I was like, I need you to get the fuck away from me. Like, I exploded. I was like, I'm 32 and I can't use my hands. Like, that shit's fucking hard. Like, people don't understand, like, the things we need, like, every day. Like, the things that people take for granted. Like, standing is a fucking privilege. Using your hands is a fucking privilege. Like, going out and spending time with your friends, going to fucking Pride apparently is a privilege. Like, it's shitty. And that sucks. Damn it, I cried first.
I think, yeah, accessibility is seen as like, well, we're wheelchair accessible, so now we're good to go. And
Half the shit isn't even wheelchair accessible.
No.
That's why I don't have a wheelchair. What's the point?
Yeah.
If I can't go to the places I need to go. Like, literally on my way here, I wanted to wear overalls, and I like couldn't undo the overalls. So I was like, well, guess I'll wear something else.
And people assume like, well, you're young. Yeah, cool. But my body said, fuck me, no matter how old I am.
Yeah, and also you don't want to fucking talk about it all the time. So,
No.
like when you're in a partnership and you want to have sex, or they want to have sex, or you might want to have sex, but you just don't want to fucking talk about how you don't want to use your hands this time, and then it's so overwhelming, and then you're like, well, fuck it. I'm not even gonna call this person over.
Talking about fornicating, because you know it's my favorite word, because I'll stop crying. Fornicating with a disability is hard. Like, I know they have like toys, like to like help you, but it's still hard. And like you said, having those conversations, I guess that's why you have healthy relationships, so you can have the conversations. But still, it sucks.
Yeah. And it's more than just having like a vibrator that is ergonomic to hold, because that means different things to different people.
Yeah.
Some people be like, here, it's ergonomic. It's like, I can't do this motion with my hand, or like, I need it to suction to a wall.
Yeah, what if you don't have hands?
Yeah, there you go. And it's also like the condoms and lube, like there's like a condom brand that
Holy shit, I never even fucking thought about that.
that had fragrance added to it.
I'm sorry, how can people open,
Yeah.
so many people can't open a condom
Oh,
wrapper.
there's this company that's been making them differently called Unique, where they try to get them so that they like slide out of a little pouch and you just have to like pull a tab to come out. But like that's a separate set of like hand things you need to do to get it rolled onto your phallus of choice or whatever. Wow. Yeah. But like I have somebody in my family who's chemically sensitive, so it's like not just it's like fragrance being added to condoms, the lubricant on the condoms having a certain like stuff in it, just the lubes themselves. There's just so many different aspects of it, and I feel like this is like my uneducated observation, but it feels like people are so afraid of like personally putting themselves in other people's shoes, because they're just like, oh my God, I can't think about this because what if it was me? It's like, yeah, it is fucking scary. Like, sit with the discomfort and think about what it feels to be like.
Maybe.
And then maybe we can make the world a more comfortable place for everybody if we're not just like, well, I can't imagine. Like, oh, you say you're into, well, you know, this isn't in my face, so I don't have to be personally responsible for making any change. I don't know, that's just like an attitude I observe in other people.
It's also like most people will become disabled before they die. So
Nobody just wants to think about bodies deteriorating, which is just reality. Like, more like learning about my own mortality through my dad dying was like the way I became afraid of everything at once. But it's like, oh, I literally remember a time when I wasn't afraid of dying. And I didn't like, I wasn't as empathetic because I wasn't like, I just wasn't aware. I was young. And I'm like, I feel like that explains half of my behavior or reckless behavior in general. Not just, but like sexually too, like not having serious STI conversations because I literally just didn't think it could happen to me. Like, it's just like it's very.
The avoidant.
Yeah, avoidant. It's because it's uncomfortable to think about.
That's the stuff I like to talk about.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, why are you avoiding it? Like, oh, it's scary. Yes, life is scary, so let's talk about it because it's still here, it's still present. It's like trauma. Yes, shit happens to all of us. Like, I don't think anyone goes through the world unscathed from not having some type of trauma. It's like when people are like, well, I wasn't assaulted multiple times. Okay, we're not gonna do the trauma Olympics. Like,
Not a competition.
it's
no.
not a competition. It's
People
not.
love to pretend it is.
Yeah, especially like people I talk to, and like they're like, oh well, I'm like, do you have feelings about it? Then you're allowed to have those feelings.
Yeah.
Like, trauma's fucking hard. Like, dealing with all this, dealing with outside these walls is hard. Like, the climate, as people keep saying. The particular climate that we're in is hard.
Why do people always want to talk about the weather?
Because it's easy. It's an easy topic that we can all,
This climate, am I right?
in this day and age, as if it was any, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's fun.
I have kind of a personal question for all of you because I know we're all in therapy, right? I'm curious, like, the last therapy session you had, what did you talk about? Like, what was the topic?